Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Bachelorette Season 18, Episode 3. Now, Chris, I was listening back to our first couple of episodes of this, and we're just constantly, mercilessly giving both barrels to the whole show, its fakeness. How did you enjoy today's episode?
We're a pair of bastards, aren't we, Dave? So, look, I think it's one of them. And fair play to people who've watched this. I mean, I went back and looked. 2003 was the first season, I think it was, of Bachelor, and then obviously we've had the Bachelorette from it and Bachelor in Paradise. It's a well-respected TV reality show that just delivers. I just, like I said, I've said it's a mockumentary for me. It's not real, any of it. I don't believe any situation. However, I watch all sorts of reality stuff, and I'm going to cut a bit of slack. And when I'm watching, I've been watching The Coach Trip in the UK, and it's this spooky one with celebs, and it's so forced. They're doing remember the Most Haunted, Dave, where they go in the house. Yeah. So they've done that for Halloween.
Fuck, it used to ship me up something rotten.
Oh, that's terrible. That Derek Acora and Yvette Fielding. And Yvette Fielding. But yeah, it's really forced this. And Michelle's such a lovely girl. I just think, again, one thing I'll praise them on, because I'd watched this slightly ahead of you, and we were talking about Peter, weren't we? He was an absolute cock. I will say, I think that the producers are aware of these toxic people this series, and literally they have shipped them out pretty much straight away. Do you know what I mean? Like last series, we had that guy, didn't we, who caused all this stuff's going. Who said this about Katie? And it was like, well, it was you. And then he got booted off, didn't he, the motivational speaker. Peter's a fucking bellend and so aggressive, everything about him is just not a nice guy. He was calling out, was it Will calling him a bully?
Will.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Will was not a bully. I don't think Will, not that we'd seen anyway on camera, whether they've been riling him up off camera, because obviously we don't see everything, but from what we can only judge off the edited programme. And I was like, wow, you are just like, and I know we're covering Maths as well. Anyone who's not watched Maths Australia, he was pretty much like Bryce off Maths Australia, who literally could not see his own fault. And honestly, I was so pleased he went, Dave. But before all that, there was so much drama. And he threw his coat in the pool, Will's coat, didn't he, later on? And it was like, wow, what a cock he was. I mean, Dave, in real life, he'd have got chinned.
Well, that's your 30-second review of the episode. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.
Fuck's sake. Right. Well, I'm not going to give it quite as much credit as you, because I think they're playing a different tactic this time. I think that they are trying to say to us, the viewers, that, look, we're dealing with these people. And not so much because of how they dealt with Peter, but how they dealt with Jamie. But before we get into all of those highlights, right, what did you think? So we had a couple of group dates today, and what did you think of the Top Gun themed group date? So we had a few guys there. The card said something about the danger zone, and I'm thinking, yep, it's going to have to be Top Gun, I think. And sure enough, it was. Did they have Val Kilmer there, Chris? No. Did they have Tom Cruise? No. A couple of other no-mark actors that I'd never heard of. They're probably in the next film, apparently.
Oh, Dave, what about one of the guys went, oh my God, it's Jay Ellis and Glenn Powell. And I'm like, fuck off. You don't know who they are. Unbelievable.
Fucking no idea. I mean, they are. I'm just looking at IMDb now.
Don't
they
say
are
anything.
in there.
No.
They are in there, but it's like fucking, like I say, they're not the stars, are they? You know.
No. I've got an impression. Don't ruin it. I've got an impression. Don't. This is me big spot, Dave.
Okay.
So, Jay Ellis was in something called Insecure. Never heard of it. People are probably going to go, he's a massive actor, so I apologise, Glenn. Jay, Glenn Powell, Dave, is out of a movie, and I'm going to do this movie if you can get it off this line. Are you ready?
Go on.
this is the stock exchange. There's no money here. Really? Then why are you here? That's his only fucking credit, Dave. And you know what film that's off?
Oh, well, if it's a bit of a Bane impression, it's got to be The Dark Knight Rises, hasn't it?
When they do the stock exchange, he's the guy who's sat there and he's having his shoes shined, and then he comes in and he grabs it.
Oh my God, he's a glorified fucking extra.
He's an extra. It's me, Dave. It's like they're dragging me and you out and going, here's Chris Phelps and Dave Holland. Yeah. Chris appeared in Coronation Street.
Like, oh,
the
wow,
well-known
what
actor.
massive fucking Hollywood A-listers. I can't believe it. So
Dave, you better go online. I mean, you're better than me at Bane, but I've actually got a cap off a fucking aerosol to do the Bane bit. Really? Why are you here?
Hold on. The problem is, Chris, it's early morning, isn't it? So my cup actually is full of tea right now, so I can't.
Just do that.
Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. This could go horribly wrong. So
right, I'll do the first bit then.
Go on then.
So
oh no! So
right, hold on.
No, I need to do a different line. My favourite line out of that is.
Oh right, okay, go on.
Let us not stand on ceremony here, Mr. Wayne.
Right, well, if you're going to pull out, I've got to pull my bail out. It's like when a man puts a coat round a son who's lost his mother and father. That was terrible. That was more fucking Don Corleone. You need to get the line of fucking
daughter's wedding. This is going fucking terribly.
You disrespect the family. Right? Go on, that is terrible. Yours was good though.
They could have even got Ed Harris out. I mean,
yes.
Ed Harris is in it as well. So
legend.
Yep. Nope. A fucking extra from Dark Knight Rises. But everyone.
Sorry, that was my big moment.
Everyone was very, very impressed. Obviously, Chris. So yeah, so I guess you found that. You didn't just recognise him. You must have found that because you're like, who are these two fucking no-marks? Yep. You were thinking the same thing that I was thinking.
I've been sat on that waiting to record going, don't you dare ruin it, Dave. And I was waiting for you to fucking do it. I don't think it was worth the wait now, but anyway.
Well, we haven't dusted off the old Bane and Batman impressions for a long time, have we? So we went through a spell, didn't we? Every single podcast we did, somehow they would appear.
One set, Dave. One set. Thingy's just come in the room. Mr. Wayne. Go on, carry on. I've ruined the whole podcast.
So I don't think we've said this on the reality show, have we? But I remember leading up to our Dark Knight Rises review, and you actually downloaded an app, and you sat on your back you sat on your back step doing Bane impressions.
And the app was shit. It sounded better me doing it than the app. It was supposed to filter my voice, so I'm just sat there getting lines out of the film, and I'm trying to dazzle you. I was ready to play and record them and play them off my phone, and they were terrible.
Yeah, fucking saw you come in. But I mean, they gave them all the kind of Top Gun code names, didn't they? I don't think one of them got like. I think it was Peter, wasn't it? He got Doughboy because he's like a pizza entrepreneur, Chris. Now, I'm sure I picked up on some dialogue where he hasn't actually opened his pizza shop yet. But I think in the scale of entrepreneurs, I think opening a pizza shop, it's not in the highest, is it? I mean, no. It's like there's lots of other people who do it. It's not the most revolutionary idea. It's not like he's fucking Elon Musk, is it? And it just irritates me, like how he's like putting it out there. Oh yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. Fuck off.
Yeah, but you know, I kept imagining, and there's nothing wrong with this job because at the end of the day, everyone's got to pay the bills. But when he's an pizza entrepreneur, I like you see him here, and I think it's so degrading. I must admit, I really do get annoyed. I always go over talking to him. But when you've got the Domino's pizza people with a massive domino shaped like fucking suit on stood on a corner on a busy road, you know, that's what I kept thinking.
He's got a fucking Domino's pizza franchise. That's what his fucking entrepreneurship is.
Stood on a corner promoting pizza. He might do them dollar pizza things they have in New York. It might be something like that. That's anyone can call themselves an entrepreneur, Dave. It doesn't mean you are, does it?
Yeah. well, fucking maths. You had that Sam, didn't you? He said, I don't like the word entrepreneur. I prefer to think of myself as a grifter. But I think Peter is as much of a bellend as Sam from maths.
Yeah.
Basically, this thing between him and Will had been bubbling since last week, hadn't it? Where Will had a cheeky little how do you spell narcissist, and he wrote Peter. But Peter is just showing himself to be an absolute bellend for me, because during this challenge, you can see Will is not happy with the old gyroscope thing. The putting them through the G-force, and they have to say something to Michelle, and Will ends up winning it though, doesn't he? In fact, no, the winning comes after. So then that is when we get into the gladiator challenge. And of course, we always see this on The Bachelorette, don't we? We see these games which could, in theory, go quite badly and someone could get seriously injured. But it looked like quite a bit of fun. Now, what I hadn't really appreciated, Chris, and you saw it later, because when Will takes his shirt off, he's fucking built, isn't he? Yeah. He's a big guy. And so it's all building up, and you got Will and Peter's giving it the big fucking I am. He's saying how he's going to take him down and stuff. Will absolutely pummeled him. And I have to say, most of this show I'm sat there like fucking laughing at it. But this, I was genuinely enjoying seeing him having his arse handed to him.
Yeah, and he was just... He's not gracious in defeat. He's so competitive, Peter. And then I just kept thinking, like, if you watch this back as a person, surely he's got to self-reflect on it, Dave, and go, what the fuck was I doing? I need to really understand how I speak to people, how I treat women. His whole mantra was almost like a baddie, like something. He was in Greece or something, like something like Kaniki or something. Treat him mean and all this, keep him keen sort of attitude. And it's like really, really old school mentality towards like Michelle. That's the only person I can go off. I don't know if he's like that with all women, but he just seemed really, really archaic, really. And look, I didn't think Will did anything wrong. It all escalated from there. He gets on the date. They're round the pool. I'll be honest with you, Dave. I don't think that coat was the coat that he won on the date. I think the producers have given him that because.
Yeah. I
tell you why. Will's reaction. He got really emotional. I'm not saying he's not allowed to get emotional, but I was thinking, well, genuinely, I'm not saying this like I'm a tough guy or you're a tough guy, because we're not. We're just two normal guys. But we've been round the block. If somebody had done that to my coat, I'm throwing him in the pool, Dave, to go and get it. He's literally getting launched in the pool. It's like, that's what I felt it was just for TV. And it didn't really hit the way I felt. I'm not saying that they should have been fighting, but surely there should have been a bit of retribution, and he should have pushed him in the pool or something. Something to justify that. He just sort of got really upset about it. I was quite taken back by Will's response, to be honest. I'm not saying that's not wrong. It's probably a good thing that he didn't react in a physical way, but also watching it in real life, you wouldn't take that, would you?
It's funny you say that, because that is what I was sort of thinking in terms of like trying to put it into real life. And obviously, if Will had got physical, he'd have been chucked off the show.
Yeah.
So he'd be the loser, especially if he is there, as most of them, for his social media career and stuff. It would just be a really poor move. But I was thinking to myself, and you and I, we've grown up in the North in the 80s. Someone disrespects you like that, and you just walk away and you let it happen. It's like, be the bigger man. Walk away. You are going to get fucking bullied for the rest of your life. You just can't do that. And I was thinking to myself, and I was thinking, oh, fucking hell, does this just make me a dinosaur? But if someone did that to me, we're going to tangle. Right? And there's not going to be much of a discussion about it. It's not just going to be like chests fucking up against each other. Do you remember at school, Chris, when kids would be in the playground and they're like, they don't want to fight, but they're like trying to act tough and stuff, and they're like, Oh yeah, go on. You throw the first punch. No, you throw the first punch. Fucking.
Yeah,
I'm less like that. It takes a lot to fucking get me there, but if I'm there, it's like, right, you fucking going down, or I'm going down kicking and screaming, but I don't care. We're gonna fucking tangle. And I just fucking, I just couldn't help but think, like, it made me question myself, and I was thinking, that's not fucking good, that isn't. But it is. I'm being honest here. It would have got physical there with me.
Yeah, and just quickly, a very quick Chris Phelps story, Dave. I remember my best friend. I was about 10, 11 years old. My best friend. For some reason, these new trendy kids appeared around, and there was about 4 or 5 of us in our group, and they were a year older than us, so because they were a year older, Dave, everyone who's a year older is obviously tougher than you, because that's how you always think, didn't you? Oh, year above, they're going to be physically tougher and all this. And they were coercing my mate to have a fight with me because he wanted to nick my bike, and I was like, I'm not fine, I'm not getting off this bike. And he's like, what a fight? I said, and I was like, I was in his house, like, say, an hour before or what, and these lads have just totally got my mate, and he's pushing me about, and I'm like, I'm not fighting you. And he's like, I'm fighting. So I said, I tell you what, I'm taking this bike in. I'll come back then. If you want to fight me, we'll fight. So I took the bike back in. My brother's there. It's me and my brother, and there was about 10 lads who were all against us. And I walked onto this football pitch, Dave. My best mate said, right, you're going to get it. And I just left hooked him, dropped him, right? He hit the deck crying, what have you hit me for? And I'm like, you've been pushing me, fucking having a go at my brother. All these guys you turned on me for no reason. And I thought, I'm not backing down. And I just come up and bombed him one. It was a good dig, actually. But he hit the deck and he was like, I can't believe you've done that. And I'm like, what? And I was only 10, 11 going, but you've been pushing me saying you wanted to fight me. Was this like a fake, like, soap
It's
opera
like
fight?
a Bachelorette thing. We weren't actually supposed to fight.
Yeah, you were supposed to chin me. So anyway,
Chris, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking No Retreat, No Surrender 3. You know, the old fucking Lauren Abaddon and Keith Vitale with the fake fighting.
Yeah, honestly, he's like, what have you done that for? And I'm like, hello? And we were fine after that. It literally got all sorted out. All these lads were like, oh, hang on. It's actually, I didn't think they wanted to fight. I think it was one of these ones like, they thought we were going to push each other. But anyway, that's not something to be proud of. We were fine. I was literally backed into a corner when he was shoving me around before anyone says, you bully, Chris. I wasn't. That's not my style at all. But anyway, carry on, Dave. Sorry.
It gets to that point, though, doesn't it? And you have to stick up for yourself. It's not about bullying someone else. You have to stand your ground and like I was just thinking, like, in this fucking society that we live in now, would that? I mean, that would be condemned, no doubt.
Yeah. Of course it would.
But yeah, I just thought he was a little fucking prick, Peter, and just, again, he's giving it the fucking big I am. He's like talking about being the big dog, and he's like, you just fucking had your arse handed to you, mate. He just absolutely walked over you, and like, you had no fucking chance. And I tell you what, the other thing I was thinking is, Will was really like just sportsmanlike about it. When he put Peter out, even though he's giving him all this shit, he could have rubbed that in a lot more than he actually did. So I think Will comes across like a really a good guy who's just in check with his emotions and everything. And I know, like you're saying, he got all emotional and stuff when he threw in the coat, and that's that's his approach. But I guess, did Peter go at the end? I think he did, didn't he?
Yeah, he went about 3/4 of the way through this one, because the end bit was Jamie, wasn't it? We had that whole thing, and obviously the same thing as I was crying over, right? So you're right. Peter and him have another do, Will, and I mean, I really took exception to using the word bully, Dave, but Peter was just throwing that out there to try and win the argument, because honestly, as I said earlier, Will for me did not. Will was calling him Pizza Boy, and then he said, and then Peter's like, you should see the checks of cash, and he's like, but nobody's coming for your pizza business, you know what I mean? But it's like, honestly, I could be wrong, and if someone wants to correct us and point out where if they were siding with Peter, but all I kept seeing was Peter just being aggressive and so competitive, and I think for for a lady, and obviously I'm not a lady, but for a lady watching that's got to surely be a turn off completely when someone is being that just passive aggressive all the time. I mean, I'm speaking from a man's point of view, but I would have thought watching it, you'd be like, he's not an attractive person on the inside. You know, he's not a bad looking lad, but I didn't feel he needs to go for me and self-reflect on himself just for in the rest of his life, because he'll never be happy otherwise.
Yeah, and that's what you'd mentioned before, and I didn't respond to that, but I think he seems the sort of person to me who'll watch this and say, "Oh, I've just got a bad edit." You know, they've just taken it out of context. It's not my fault. Again, I keep mentioning maths, but look at Bryce. He is literally told by everyone about his toxic behaviour, but he's got an excuse for everything. It's like it's always someone else's fault. It's not his fault. He's not ever taking accountability for himself. And Peter comes across like that to me. I bet, like, if he's got a fucking pizza shop, he's been handed some fucking money, you know, from someone else, and like, you know, that's how he's trying to start up a little business there. He is a toxic little fucking toad, and I'm not having that. It's just an editing thing at all.
A little toad. That's a fucking belt of that, Dave. So I'll give you that one. That's a fucking brilliant one. So the other drama in the episode, and we all have all the sickly bollocks, don't we? Oh, I just want what's best for Michelle, and I care so much, but I don't want her to be hurt.
I could really see myself falling for Michelle.
Fuck off. And then Michelle saying it's that like in court open fucking question and open response in it. It could mean a multitude of things. I think I'm falling for her. No, you're not. You just want to stay on the show, you fucking fame-hungry cockheads, most of them, Dave. But they're fucking sickly.
We started off so nice, and we were saying we'll defend the show a little bit.
Cockheads. That's the new one, cockheads. But it's true. There's no guy in this world. You cannot tell me that none of them guys, like the one in the first episode, I can't remember his fucking name, with the game plan. They've all got a game plan. They're all thinking about, how am I going to become the Bachelor? No one's bothered about Michelle. I don't believe for a minute organically anybody. I don't think Michelle's bothered either. I think Michelle's a good person. I think she's buying into the process, but she also knows that at the end of it, she could possibly get a presenting job like Tayshia has, like Caitlin has, who I've got to say, Dave, Chris Harris, whatever he's called, is an absolute bellend, and I'm so glad he's gone, but I don't think they're great presenters. I think Tayshia's good. I think she's better than Caitlin. Caitlin's might as well fucking talk to me fucking door, Dave. She's useless, you know what I mean? And I was crying again, so I nearly recorded it and put it on Facebook. They fucking come over there to me and went, "This is the final rose." I just love it every week. We say it every episode. I know it's me who brings it up. I just love that bit, because it's like, let's just patronise every single person in the room. I know it's Bachelor folklore. I know it is, and I'm going to get pelters for it, but I love that bit. That's the one bit of the whole episode that I'm tuning in for, Dave, just to see how dramatic and authoritative they are when they come and say about the fucking last rose.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not going to go on about the last rose again.
No, sorry.
I think we do every time, but I agree with you on Tayshia and Caitlin. I do think Tayshia's a little bit better than Caitlin, but I mean, I don't feel like they've got any particular presence or gravitas. And again,
no.
I think it frustrates me because we watched Tayshia's season, didn't we? And you know, she'd already been on multiple seasons before that, and now she's the fucking presenter. I just don't like the incestuous nature of this fucking franchise, to be honest. It's just like, it's such an in-crowd thing. You know, it's such a little clique. It just does my head in.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's like Fight Club, innit? It's like fucking Fight Club. Everyone knows about it, but no one talks about it.
well, I was going to say, it's just except you tell everyone. First rule of Fight Club. First rule of Bachelor Club. Tell everyone about Bachelor Club and how, love is the answer to the world's problems and all sorts of shit.
I'm waiting for some guy called Dave to turn up in a fucking Winnebago and say, Tasha, I served you a coffee once 3 months ago. Do you remember? I'm your perfect partner. Come in. He drives through the gates, Dave. The gates fucking come off like we had in Matt's season. And this guy comes in and he's like, here's your coffee. Oh my God, is that you? Yeah. Do you want to go on a date? Come in. Yeah, come in. You're another. That's going to happen, Dave, at some point this season. Some no-mark's going to turn up from fucking nowhere. Do you remember that time when I looked at your passport control and you go on holiday? It's me. Oh, my, I remember. Oh, what a chemistry we had. Do you want to go on a date? Fuck off, Dave.
I was thinking about us, and I was thinking that I could really see myself being with you for the rest of my life. And I just thought I'd wait till the season started shooting, and then, it just hit me. I had to do it right now.
Yeah, and how did you know where I lived? Well, I actually scanned your address. I have a photographic memory, and I looked at your passport and was like, I'm going to follow this girl and I'm going to marry her. Okay, mate. Yeah, no problem. Dave, what episode are we saying this is going to happen at? Because I think we're going to get one more episode and then some dead leg's going to turn up. Seven. Right, well, so we're on episode 4. I'm going for episode 5. Some dead leg's going to turn up and absolutely just like try and knock the show on its head. It's going to be...
Well...
I'm such a bella now.
I think the one thing that I think they are trying to do here, Chris, and I'm sure we touched on it last week, and this appeared a little bit in Bachelor in Paradise, is, again, this thing where I think the producers are trying to show to us, look, I know all the not all the conspiracy theories, the reality that you can pretty much see behind the curtain and that this is all fake, but look, it's not fake, and we're weeding out the people who are here for the wrong reasons. So by default, everyone else is here for the right reasons. So, in the first episode, we had the guy with the playbook, and, they did a weird military spot check and found that he had all these notes that he couldn't possibly have put on his... Yeah, that he couldn't have possibly... Police Academy. Bachelor Academy. He couldn't have possibly just had all of those notes on his phone or something. He had to actually print them out like it's the 90s.
Sorry, I've gone. Fucking military suites fucking got me. Like, just imagine Tasha Galen going, attention! Right, fucking, let's check your beds. Fucking, I'll tell you, the more you say that, and it's hilarious last week when you said it, it's fucking ridiculous. It's so set up. A military suite. I don't know why that's tickled me, but it has. It's so funny.
I've got the Police Academy music going around in my head as well now.
Funny enough, I've got the Blue Oyster Bar. Yeah.
Oh, I'm imagining in my head now, like, the likes of Tackleberry on The Bachelor.
Fucking brilliant. I don't know why that's tickled me, but it just fucking got me that day. Sorry.
But,
my word.
But they're trying to say to us, look, it's real. This is all real. And, we are weeding out. We are throwing these people who are here for the wrong reasons under the bus. So in Bachelor in Paradise, it was Brendan and Piper. And they showed in the episode, they were having a discussion about how many Instagram followers they were getting and, appearing on the show and stuff. And clearly, like, Brendan had been dicking around this other girl and just waiting for Piper to come in. They'd clearly been together on the outside. And they showed all this in the Bachelor in Paradise episode. So here, when you basically get Jamie, who last week, he'd said about, the whole house, they're all talking about whether you knew Joe, and essentially questioning your integrity, Joe's integrity. And, he'd done that and he hadn't owned it. I think, I was saying last week, I couldn't remember who the motivational speaker was. I think it was Carl, wasn't it?
Oh, God,
the guy
yeah,
who was
spot.
like, the guy who was like, yeah, that's on me. So unlike Carl, Jamie's seen the episodes, he knows what game plan he's got, and then the producers throw him under the bus because he's fucking shit talking to the producer.
Yep.
And they're filming it and they show it. And I thought that, they're really pushing the boat out. They're really trying to make sure that if they've got a villain here, they're going under the bus.
That's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. And you're right. And when the guys call him down and they're having a bit of a pop at him and he's trying to justify... And I will say, he wasn't... Like when they've painted a bit of a bad guy in the last couple of seasons, they've always been... even the Matt season, is it Victoria who was an absolute nightmare, wasn't she? She was very much Beck's off maths, I think, Dave, just completely unaware of her social surroundings and stuff and the way she reacts to people. But the guys, every time they've had a bad guy, they've been a bad guy. Like Peter's a dick, you know what I mean? He's not the sort of guy, if you were in a bar with him, he's probably the guy who wants to take you outside and, give you a kick in or something, Dave.
And then start crying when you fucking thump him.
Then start crying when you've chinned him, yeah. But with Jamie, he was very well spoken. I think he did a bit of a Carl, didn't he? Because he tried to play the game, and the game exposed himself. Like you've just said, it's like grassing yourself up to a teacher, and telling the teacher what you've just done at school, or I've just set the fire alarms off. And it's like, okay, well, that's detention for you then. You're so right. They're not going to use that thing. These waivers there and everything to say, we are going to film you. And anything that we feel, I'm sure it says it deemed thingy fit for the show is going in there. Well, how do you do that? But I love the fact, though, Dave, when he was squirming and he's saying to Michelle, and she's there all like, so upset, Dave. She's like, oh, my God. And he went, isn't that how the conversation went? And she went, no.
Yeah.
I was just like, you're gone, mate. You are gone. There's no way coming back. As soon as you question your own reasoning, I was like, oh, he's gone. He is gone. And to be fair, she just fucking booted him straight away, didn't she?
Yeah. I'm glad she didn't give him a chance. And again, she'd probably been tipped off because, Jamie's saying to the producer about, I can't believe, they've only put these guys here. And he's basically talking his game plan through. He's talking to a producer there who's probably been, part of putting this whole season together. He's not your fucking best mate, Sunshine. So, that's where he really fucked up. But he definitely had his game plan. And what I loved is, it was Rick, I think, who Michelle initially said, well, it was Jamie who told me about the whole mistrust around did she know Joe and what have you. Rick goes and tells a bunch of the other guys and they, say, it's not fair to speak behind his back, so let's quiz him and stuff. And when he's trying to explain, it is the biggest assembly of word soup. He did, when people say it's not what you say, it's how you say it. I felt it was like that because he delivered it in a very calm way. But what he was saying just made no sense. And then the best bit, though, Chris, was when he was saying, look, we need to stop talking about this because, if they show this in the episode. And the guy's like, what do you mean episodes? Did you pick up on that bit?
No,
did you not pick up? I think he's saying, like, what do you mean episodes? And he's like, Ipsnay on the, it's like, there's a camera right there. So it was
whisper.
It was weird. He was very, very aware that the camera was there. And the other guy's like trying to be a bit coy. It's like, what do you mean? You're calling him out, really, that all you're thinking about is how this comes across on the TV. Whereas, the best bits of reality TV are when they've been there for a while and they sort of forget the cameras are there.
Yeah.
But, I thought he could still rescue it from that point. But like you say, it did go fairly south. But I do think Michelle had been tipped off behind the scenes by the producers as well to make it such a short, sharp exit.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. You're probably right. And you know, I always think that I'm going to bring these down another level now. But you know, when all the guys are stood there, and there's a lot, and they're all in like the rose ceremony and everything. I think it's every time, and this is probably just me going from the gutter, Dave, and probably being from a family of like, you know, nine brothers and sisters. Is when they're all there, I keep thinking, I wonder whether one of them lets one go, Dave, just to put everyone off. Yeah, I always think it. There's a lot of protein being consumed between all them guys. They're all buff and written. So I always think
room full of guys on a high protein diet.
Yeah, they're all smiling, going, "Fucking hell, who's done that?" You know, because that's the sort of stuff that you do, don't you? Because I always think if you're friends with your mates or the lads, they're the stupid things that make you laugh, don't they, Dave? So, you know, I know that it's it's not right, but everything, but it's the reality on it. It just every time I always say, I wonder if some of them have got a bit of an off stomach because they're shitting it, literally, that they're going to get voted off. It's just ridiculous things to bring up, I know, but it gets me every time. So when you see the rose ceremony, I always take a look at the faces, going, I wonder if has he just let one go? So bad, Dave. I know.
And do they have to maintain their positions, or can they just like sneak one out and then just walk to the other side? so that people are like pulling faces and stuff. It's like, fucking hell, what are you eating?
Yeah, I'm literally tasting it. Or what someone lets one go as they walk to Michelle, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm glad I'm letting you go." You know?
Imagine that. That would be the ultimate, wouldn't it? Drop one. Like, right, you know, so if you're behind Peter, drop one so he's kind of covered in it, and then walks over to Michelle.
It's so bad. Anyway, Dave, have you got anything else from the episode?
I think what you'll find, Chris, is they don't pump on The Bachelor.
They don't. Sorry, it's all flowers and feathers and stuff.
It is.
Dave,
It is.
Pop puree and stuff. Have you got anything else?
No, I think, you know, it wasn't a bad episode. I think, you know, all joking aside, I think Michelle comes across really quite well. I think she comes across as being quite likeable, quite authentic. I know that is a mad thing to say in you know, in this weird fake show that we've got. But no, I thought it wasn't too bad. We had a bit of drama, you know, with Peter and also Jamie, and I thought it was a decent episode this week.
No, I did. I like Michelle. I do. I think she's probably, out of everyone we've reviewed on The Bachelor and Bachelorette, like Matt was a good guy and everything, but I just felt he was dead wooden. I think Michelle's got the best personality. She's got a sporting background. She's very relatable. She's a teacher. I think she speaks very well. Katie, I thought was going to be a good Bachelorette, and she just did me head in. She was just fucking moaning all the time. But anyway, Dave, let's get on to the serious stuff. So, 1st of November, me and you, my very good friend, decided we're not raising money, but we're just doing it for a bit of awareness. We're going to do 100 squats every day, aren't we? So we started it on Monday, and you know, we both train. We both go to the gym, train. I'm everyday yoga. I've been doing yoga this morning for 40 minutes. I do bike, everything. Oh my fucking God, Dave. Did age catch up with me this week? I was doing, when I had me up last year, I was doing squats nearly every day to keep myself going because I couldn't move my shoulder. It was in a sling. I have been in fucking agony this week. Yeah. Absolutely. Old man at 42 years old has caught up with me. I have been on my arse. And it's only today that I don't feel as if I'm going to fucking kill myself when I'm doing a squat.
I knew the first week was going to be tough, but I have to say, from like about Tuesday onwards, it's been agony. And the thing is, Chris, you and I both go to the gym quite a lot, you know, and it's taken me by surprise. And it's just fucking stupidity and lack of preparedness, really, because I was thinking, 100 squats, that's not too bad, you know. Should I do them, should I break them up a bit? Nah, fuck it, I'll just go through, because it's not like you're carrying weights on your back. You know, it's not like you're squatting actual weights. You're just squatting your body weight. That's what I was thinking, Chris. And fuck me, from Tuesday onwards, I've just been in a bit of agony, to be honest. And so, you know, it's not quite as easy as it sounds.
No, it's not. I mean, I you know me, I'm always up at daft o'clock. I went out on Wednesday. I had a job to do. I fix and build like advertising units, bus shelters, all sorts of thing. And a job came in, and I'm there, and it's a physical job, my job most of the time. And I'm there, Dave, sweeping up this glass, making it all safe because we have to go out, make sure there's no trip hazards and people can put claims in and all that. And I'm there at 4 a.m, and my back locked up, and I never get a bad back. I've not had a bad back since I was about 20, and I could feel the muscles in my lower back. Both sides literally spasmed, and I stood there with the brush going, oh my God, how am I going to pick up these like about 70 keys worth of glass? And I'm thinking, and I have buckets, and I'm thinking, how the hell am I going? And I'm like kicking it to the to the van and then trying to put it in, and I'm like, holy shit. And I knew I had to pick up some massive, really heavy pieces, over 100k this glass. I knew I had to pick it up, and I'm like, later on, I'm like, how the hell and normally, just because I've done it for so long, you just do it, because it's your job, you just get used to it. Dave, I was in bits, and I just kept thinking of you going, he's in bed right now, and it's 4:30 in the morning, and I can't fucking move, and I'm stood like a fucking
snuggled
tree.
in a nice warm bed.
Yeah, and it was freezing. I'm like a fucking tree stood there. Like a mannequin, man of two swords, thinking, if I move to the left, it's going to be worse than if I move to the right. Oh, Dave, I've been in bits, mate. And the other side, I would say I went swimming on Wednesday as well after that. Started swimming again. I went swimming, 32 lengths, did it all. Got me half mile in. Got out the pool, Dave. Yeah, fucking back was killing me. I was like, what is the matter with us? I've never ever been like this. And I used to train heavy on legs. I used to leg press and everything. But I'm never an advocate for squats because they are. You've literally got to have the mechanics. You know what I mean? Like some people are just born to squat and some are not. And I am not at 6'2", fucking born to squat, Dave. It kills me.
Well, I'm hoping that week 2 is a bit easier, and then week 3 is easier than that. But Chris, we've done 5 days now. We're into the 6th day, but I haven't done any yet.
I haven't done any yet.
Yeah. We've just got 30 days.
Yeah, we have.
We're not even like quarter of the way through yet.
Even next Saturday we won't be halfway through, Dave. That's the problem. We've got. Yeah. Oh, you know what though? I've got to tell you something as well. So, we're doing our fitness journey again. I've come back from holiday. It's 2 weeks tomorrow since I come back off holiday. And genuinely, I have done a proper old school, when I did my photo shoot stuff years ago, I did the proper bodybuilding diet. That's all I've done for 2 weeks. I've been having the protein shakes. I've not done this for ages. Protein shake. I'm doing intermittent fasting. I'm not eating till gone 11 o'clock. I'm eating broccoli with my tea. I'm having no carbs. I'm just having like mince or chicken. Or I'm proper on it, tuna. I am absolutely.
You must be going through a lot more bog roll, right?
Yeah, I am, Dave. There's a lot more gas around my vicinity. And then when I'm having me tea, so I've a little treat about 6 o'clock. That's the last time I eat. I'm having Greek yogurt with blueberries, and I've got this fat-free maple syrup sauce. I'm having that, and I thought, you know what, Chris? I am going to lose weight. 2 weeks now, Dave. Weighed myself yesterday. Not a fucking pound has come off. I'm drinking 3 litres of water, and I'm like, I can feel my clothes. My clothes feel better, you know what I mean? But I'm just like, this isn't how it worked in 2012, Chris. I'll fucking drop the weight like a stone. I went like that, Dave, and I'm like, this is not.
The problem is, Chris, you're almost 10 years old.
It is 10 years. It's literally 10 years since I did it last time. You know what I mean? But Dave, I was I won't get everyone goes through this. I was a little bit disheartened yesterday. However, last night I did have a couple of Jack Daniels, but Sam was like, "Do you want some of these pop chips? Do you want?" No, I got them both a cake from the Trafford Centre, these lovely cakes. I'm like, do you want a cake? No. So I've been absolutely on the money. I am determined by next Saturday, I'm going to keep you updated. I've got to have lost some weight. If I don't, Dave, then I'm going back on the chocolate. That's it. Kill. I've not had no chocolate, no treats, no nothing for 2 weeks, and I've lost fuck all on toast. Unbelievable.
With that consistency, I think it does take your body a bit to reset. So
I believe in it. I do believe in it. That's why I'm not going to fall off. I'm joking. I'm not going to go back on the chocolate. But I know consistency always wins, Dave. Not a bit like recording a podcast in a freezing fucking garage.
That's brilliant. So you're fucking out today. I'm about to take my son to football, so it's fucking 45-minute drive away fucking at 9 o'clock we've got to be there. So fucking recording early so that we can get this out, because I know we're a bit late with this one. So dedication, mate, dedication. But no, that weight will come off. I mean, I am doing the square root of fuck all, to be honest, Chris. I am not drinking any less. I mean, I still work out. I've always done that, but I haven't weighed myself for a couple of months now. So I should probably join you for a bit of moral support there.
No, you look good anyway. You're training with someone,
I know,
aren't you?
But, you know, I can just...
Hey Dave, with me and you, the way we talk about ourselves, we should be the fittest 40-somethings around. You know what I mean? We do the bits, we train every day. We're not, but we train every day. But there you go.
Yeah, I drink way too much wine, to be honest.
Mine's food. Mine's not drink. Yeah, it's weird. And yours is he's not excessive. You drink more than I do. However, mine's food. I eat miles more than you, Dave. I'm terrible. Really bad. So that's why I'm being a good boy. But anyway, big thank you. So I'm going to let you go as well to everyone as always, guys. Big thanks to our Patreons. Patreon.com/CD RealityCast. If you want to follow us on social media, at CD RealityCast. And if you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. So big thank you as always. The roll call of honour is... Big thanks to Michelle, Keith, Helen, Brianna, Jacqueline, Noreen, Claire, Amy, Zoe, Joanna, Helen, Libby, Katie, Dee Dee, Hannah, Ed, nearly said called David Brent again, Priscilla, Susan, Tracy, Lauren, Lucky Lulu Green, and Kent Gustafsson. So thank you so much, guys. We really, really appreciate all your support. What a great set of people. And everyone who supported us in the past, we love you all. So thank you for at any point you've supported the podcast. And get over to Facebook, Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. All the episodes are posted on there. Get in, we'll approve you. And big thanks to our great friend Charlene for running that and monitoring everything. So thank you so much, guys. So Dave, I am off to go and stand in front of a fucking radiator because I am freezing my nipples off, Dave. Okay?
Well, cheers, mate. And if you're following along on both episodes, I'm sure at some point this weekend we'll record and release the maths episode as well. So we're into week 5, I think, isn't it? So plenty of drama on that one as well, Chris.
Brilliant stuff. Take care, mate. Bye.
Bye now.